you. So today I'm going to be doing a bit of a grunge inspired makeup look. I am not going anywhere, I'm just really bored in the house, so I wore a lot of black today, so I'm like, why not do grunge? To start any makeup look, it's all about skin prep. So this is the Neely Vita C Glow Jelly Pad. I just like to rub this underneath my primer. While I let that moisturizer just sink into my skin, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil. Now this is a new step I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to use this Mool Micro Setting Spray Mist. You can use this before your makeup, and I'm just going to put this on top of that moisturizer just because, like I said, I'm doing matte makeup. I have a little bit of blemishes, and I just want to make sure I get the most hydration out of my skin. Okay, so now for primer, I'm going to be using the One Size Secure the Glow Primer. I swear, this is such a conundrum. Like, how am I trying to achieve matte makeup and I have all the glowy skin products? But trust me, you will get good results. Now, as eyeshadow primer, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I personally never loved this concealer under my eyes, but I feel like as a eye primer, it's been really good. Usually when I get a concealer that I don't really like, I don't feel like it performs well under the eye. I mean, if it goes over here, that's fine. If it doesn't perform well, what I tend to do is just use it as an eyeshadow primer. To set that base, I like to use the Silhouette Contour Palette from Makeup Shack, and I mix in both these colors, Dusk and Sun, to set it. And the brush that I'm using is actually a brush I also got from Ipsy. It is the Camara A Unique Beauty Brush. Then for my transition shade, I'm going to be using my Farah blending brush. I also got this from Ipsy. And I'm going to be mixing in these two colors, Bronzed and Currant. And this is going to be my transition shade, just because as you can see, this one's a lot more neutral, this one's a little bit warmer. And I feel like it just creates this beautiful transition shadow. Now I'm going to bring some depth into my eyes. So I'm going to be using this color here called Cider. Go straight into my crease. I don't think I mentioned this before, but I'm using the Mange little eyeshadow brushes. I love little eyeshadow brushes when I'm doing like work like this. This one I just use as the Angle Flat Top brush in 26. Now that I have that starter base on my eyes, I'm going to be using the Pretty Grunge palette by Chl.obeauty, and I'm going to be taking this little eye blending brush. It's in 30. I'm going to be taking the shade Hope, and I'm just going to darken up that crease there. Now for the fun part, I'm going to be using this color Grunge here. Using that same brush, I'm going to be going in with the color Renegade and just packing on that black. Like I said, it's okay if it looks very rough right now. We're going to do a hell of a lot of blending. I'm going to be using the shade Love Anarchy to blend that out. And take your time with this step, just because we did use a cream product and we just use a powder product. We want to make sure that black is going to blend seamlessly. Then I'm going to go into color Freedom and use that other color just to blend in. Then going back with that same small eyeshadow brush, I'm going to go back with the color Renegade and just roughly put some on there, just on my lid. And just because I want to add some glitter, I'm going to use the color Maverick and just lightly drizzle that on top to get that silver metal look. And then I'm going to go in with my Total Temptation black mascara. This is a waterproof one. I prefer to use the waterproof one because it lets my lashes curl for a longer time. So as I let that mascara dry down, I'm going to be using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I did a video on this before, and I did like it initially, but then when I was wearing it throughout the day, I was noticing that this is creasing really bad and it was feeling super dry. So I really don't like this concealer for under my eyes, but I do feel like for the skin and covering up these blemishes, it just does a really good job. Okay, now I'm going to be taking this e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush Now I'm going to be mixing two foundations. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup, and then this Chl.obeauty Luminous Matte one. I'm going to contour my face with the Mega Glow Vitamin E Makeup Stick by Wet n Wild. And I love it because it's a very neutral color. And I do go ham with it just because it's a very creamy formula, like I said. So you can go a little bit extra. Then we're using this Mange 51670 brush. And this is how I always contour my nose. And then of course, my fake ass cheekbones. Now for blush, I've been really loving these e.l.f. Camo liquid blushes. And this is a purple one in the shade Bold Faced Lilac. Love this color. I've used it in a couple tutorials now. And I put a lot of blush. Like, if you don't want a lot of blush, do not put a lot of blush. This does have a good amount of pigment. I'm going to be using this double-sided Mange 520110 brush, and I use this side. And I blend in my blush. For concealer, I'm going with my tried and true Huda Beauty FauxFilter concealer. I have to get a new one. This is actually my second one that I had purchased. This is just my favorite go-to concealer. Use the smaller side of that Mange brush. Can someone in the comments, like, please let me know how to, like, pronounce that damn brand? I have no idea. But they sell a lot of stuff on TikTok, so. Now, if you want your concealer to stay on your skin, like, for eons, use the 24-hour Infallible Fresh Wear Powder Foundation. I'm going to use it with the other Camara A Unique Beauty Brush. Load that on here and put under your eyes. Now I want a hella bright under eye, so I'm using my Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Cake Easy Bake Powder. Key to doing matte makeup is using a extra fine mist, so going in with this one. Also, sorry y'all for all the noise. Like, I'm literally trying to move out because a girl cannot get any noise-free area. Like, it was literally noise-free like 2 minutes. But yeah, I'm waiting for that to set. Like, as you can see, it's still very, very wet, but can you see the look coming together? Like, it's not as crazy as it was before. Like, there's a reason we were doing all this. It is completely dried down, but sometimes with these extra fine mists, and I find it's the Morphe one too, and I do love that, I'll just take leftover powder from my puff and just put it in that little areas where I get the most oily. I'm going to be using my tried and true Hyper Real Glow palette from MAC. I'm pretty sure this is discontinued because I've seen another girl on TikTok use this palette and she said it was, so I will assume it's discontinued. I got it from TJ Maxx, so. Now I'm using another double-sided brush. This is the Mange 5209 brush with my tried and true She Glam Floor Flush palette. Never Done Me Dirty, and this is the color Geranium. And I'm just gonna put that. Oh, okay. I don't know why I dispersed like that over here. But as you can see, like, this blush palette is easily blendable. Like, of course, it is hella pigmented, I won't lie to you, but it is super blendable. Then for bronzer, I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty Stalk'r bronzer in the shade Caramel Cutie. I love this bronzer. It has a lot of pigment, and the packaging is amazing. I'm gonna go in with this big old Mange 51672 brush. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I have a really big artificial light here, so in order to save the matte skin, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Invisimatte. I bought this recently. I love it. Let's just, oh yes ma'am, yes ma'am. Okay, so before I finish the rest of the eyeshadow, I am going to do my brows. So I'm going to use this Kiss New York Brow Fixer. And I do my brows a little weirdly, so I go in with brow gel first. And because it's a tinted brow gel, it just takes off all that powder and product from the brows. So then I use the Ardell Soft Black Brow Pomade. I have had this for like 2 years now. One thing about brow pomades, it is going to last you a very long time. So that's why I don't really repurchase new brow products other than gels. And what I do is I like to underline under the brow just to get more structure. And then I have a little bit of a bald spot here. So I bring it down, and then I'm going to take the spoolie end and just brush through, and voila, that's how I do my brows. Nothing crazy. I'm going to do my under eye, so then I'm going to be taking the color Hope. I don't always do my under eye the same exact color as my top. The gel liner I'm going to be using is by the brand Pinky Bee Beauty. I got this in Ipsy too. And just a very quick gel liner. I like it because for days I'm doing like tutorials, it's just like easy to take off. For lashes, I'm going to be using these very long Kiss ones. They're the So Wispy lashes. These are very long, so I actually cut mine so it can just be on the outer end of my eye. I'm going to be using the lippy pencil from ColourPop in the color Pitch to line my lips. And then for the lip color, I'm going to be going with the Huda Beauty Lippy in the color Board Meeting. And I love this color because it's color neutral. And then to get the lips a little bit lighter, I'm going to be using the Chic Glam lipstick in the color 101 Chic. And then going back with my So Lippy pencil, I'm just going to